Hi Soul Family, I'm coming at you from my little beach in Canyon Lake. It's a weird weather day. We got the sun trying to come out. It's warm. Oh, look it. There he is. There's that special. There's the special one. Now that's a crested grosbeak is what we think we figured out that this little guy is. Oh, he's super cool. He's never come that close. I don't know if you guys can see as close as I can. I was going to go on the canoe and go out on the water and have you guys do the reading with me there. And I heard, as soon as I started walking down there, no. And I think it's probably because, I don't know, my cards were going to go flying. I don't know. Maybe there's something that's going to come to us here that we have to look at. But we're going to be working with 2 different decks. And one is going to be, I was drawn to that because I'm unveiling soon, actually the page is already open, an addition to my shamanic toolbox, Merlin's shamanic toolbox. I have the avian crystal cones, I have the crystal clusters, I have my Queen of Wands, ceremonial sage wands with the Reiki charged crystals. And what we're going to be bringing soon, they're still in the production, are healing crystals for your little jewel. Healing jewelry for your little jewel. So what would you, or what would your little prince or princess benefit from having? And it's going to be, you can go see the page. They're going to be Reiki charged jewelry for your pets. So I was thinking, you know, I was going to say dogs or cats, but some people have ferrets, some people have chinchillas, and depends on your animal, what kind of an animal it is. You know, it's going to be, it's got to be safe. To, you know, it's going to be safe just around their collar, and it doesn't have to be on all the time. When my cat got sick, when Lily got really sick, I used holistic means to. I spent $1,000 at the vet first of all, and they did nothing. They couldn't do anything with her, and they told me it was pretty much over and she was dying and her kidneys were shutting, her organs were shutting down, and I thought, hell no. Spirit told me hell no. Spirit said there's going to be a miracle. Use your healing abilities. So I thought, I mean, I had always done Reiki on her. I'd always channeled Reiki through me to her, to my twin, always. So I just poured it into her. And then since we knew that it was the certain organs that were shutting down, and I knew what had happened to her. She was dehydrated, she needed, you know, I knew what things she needed. Then I did research on what would holistically help a human. And once I got that, for those different things that were going wrong with her, she wasn't eating, she was anemic, her kidneys were shutting down, her liver was shutting down, she was dehydrated, she was vomiting, right? All this stuff. So once I figured out what I could take for myself, and then I narrowed it down with what was safe for animals to have and then what was safe for cats to have, and I ended up making her this concoction of food, and in it was cannabis oil that helped her take care of her nausea in her stomach, which also encouraged her to eat because she started becoming anorexic. She thought she wasn't hungry. That's one of the side effects from your kidneys doing that. When you get dehydrated, they feel like they don't want to eat, that they're not hungry. So a whole mixture of multivitamins and minerals and holistic herbs and everything was put into this. My best friend bought me a Ninja for my own smoothies, and so they went into that, and I fed her 5 times a day and 3 times a night for about 2.5 months with a syringe, and it saved her life. And I know that Spirit helped, and I know that all the Soul Family praying helped as well, but it brought her back from the brink of death. And what she had also was, there were her healing crystals that she needed. I wear healing crystals. When Spirit tells me to wear certain crystals, like Lapis Lazuli came up, yes, was it yesterday? Rose quartz. I mean, I have certain things that I wear all the time, right? Today, it's the Lapis Lazuli and the Moonstone that was told to come on. So I wear them for specific reasons, and I encourage others. That's why I make the crystal clusters. Well, your pet can benefit from them as well. So Lily, what she needed, I had a necklace around her neck. It was a little stretchy collar, and she wore it with semi-precious crystals and stones, and I charged them with Reiki. So not only are the stones themselves healing, but they're Reiki charged because I'm a Reiki master. So that's what's coming for your pets. I'm excited. I'm excited, and Prince, my little Dusty, my Prince and Dusty armor had a bath today for the first time. And he was amazing. When I try and give Liger a bath, he literally screams and howls like you're peeling his eyeballs off. It's horrible. He scratches, he claws. I mean, he's not my friend. Prince didn't make a sound. He tried to get out of the tub a couple of times, but I kept massaging him and giving him love and telling him he was safe and he was a good boy and this was going to help him. And he ended up literally lying down in the bathtub and just looking at me and giving me this, you know. So he's going to be, and he's so beautiful, you know, black with his big white chest, you know, his white shirt. So he'll be having a gorgeous collar for the things that he needs. He's a little nervous and we want to do things that are going to help blend the cats together, right? So that he doesn't feel the need to be territorial. So certain crystals have certain meanings, for us as well as for pets. So this is going to help. I'm excited about it. So anyway, so for that reason, one of the decks that we're going to be working with is the Crystal Angels Oracle cards. And the other one is the Gaia Oracle by Tony Carmine Salerno. I love him. So I'm going to put you guys down while I get these cards out and shuffle. I'll let you guys get out there and see what you can see. I'm going to take a drink of water because as always with the wind, it's drying my mouth. Okay, I guess we're starting with the Crystal Angels. That's what I was told. So, correct neutrality on all levels. What is the most important message? What is our overall theme? The overall theme for the week. What is our overall theme for the week, please? What would be the most beneficial message for as many people, for everyone? Our overall theme for everyone. What is it that we want to know? What is it that you want us to know? What is it that we need to dwell on? What is it we need to focus on and pay attention to? Okay. The wind is coming. So here we're going to do it this way. I'll let you guys watch. Okay. How funny that we're all color coordinated today, right? The cards, me, my jewelry. This is the color. This is Michael's color. Okay. So, oh, and look, it's one of the crystals that we're going to get as well. So let me set this up. No! Oh, my lip gloss almost went into the sand. I don't need that. Thank you very much. Okay. So, and you know what's incredible about this is I already knew that it was Azurite. I know that I need to get Azurite. I've known this. I've been looking for it. And when I first picked up this deck, before I started to shuffle all the cards, the Azurite was the card that was on the bottom of the deck. So lots of confirmation for this message. You know, sometimes, I mean, they're all the messages that we get. Of course, we're meant to get them. But when I see it and I shuffle it away and it comes back up again, that is double emphasis on that. So, whoops. Okay. So deep healing, deep emotional healing. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences and you are willing to devote time and energy toward therapeutic care. Now, isn't that interesting considering what I was just speaking about? Therapeutic care, right? We take care of ourselves and we should take care of our pets too. So it's a very beautiful, beautiful looking stone. This is a crystal in the center, if you guys can see it right there. It's a beautiful stone. So with the Azurite, clearly we are willing at this moment, as the message is, not only is your heart ready, but it's that we are willing to do this healing. We have to be willing. You know, we can know that somebody needs help in a certain area. We can know that this would help you if you did this. Spirit knows that too. But we have to be willing ourselves. We have to be ready. We aren't going to understand, we're not going to hear, we're not going to understand, we're not going to see until we're ready to. So right now, Spirit's recognizing that we are ready to heal at this point, and that we're open to receiving whatever the energy, healing energy that Spirit wants to bring us, as well as what information Spirit wants to bring us. We're open. So when we're open, that's when you can expect miracles to happen, because Spirit is always available to us, but we need to be open to them. It's also telling you they want you. And this is funny for me, considering I'm going to be working with these collars, right? These healing crystal collars. And whenever I work with my crystals, I'm getting the benefit of the healing, right? And when I do Reiki on them, I'm also getting the Reiki. So what it's telling you is you are, at this time, it's important for you to devote your time for your own personal healing work. whatever that is for you. Now, that's what it is for me when I do my, when I go out in nature and I pick my ceremonial sage, the white sage. That's for healing and blessing. That's very powerful. Sage is the most powerful. The white sage, California white sage, is the most powerful for cleansing and clearing energy. And then when I'm working with them, first of all, I go out in nature, right? And being in nature is the first place. It grounds you, it calms you. I see other messages while I'm out there, clears my head. I stop thinking about the things that you focus on when you're in a room, you know? You're outside, you're seeing other things. Your mind gets taken off of whatever it is that's bothering you. And then I'm picking the sage. I've got the sage in my hand. It's already healing. Then I'm wrapping it, and then I put the Reiki charged crystals on, so I'm handling the crystals, and I am putting the Reiki into the crystals. So all of this is healing me. All of this is calming me, relaxing me. And while I'm busy doing that, it's a type of meditation for myself. If anyone plays a guitar, if anybody makes jewelry, if anybody paints or draws, you know that when you're focused on doing something else, when men are working on their cars, when you're shampooing your car, like seriously, when you're washing your car, even when I'm dusting or vacuuming, you feel like it's mindless work. But it's like a meditation. You're not talking to anyone else. You're not sitting there trying to figure anything else. You got your mind focused on something else. So that in itself takes you away, and it allows the energy to move, right? And for spirit to come to you when you're not paying attention, which is interesting because it's kind of like our dream space. I have prophetic dreams. We all get symbology in our dreams. But when we go to sleep, we are not consciously aware. It's our subconscious mind that takes over. So sometimes we have to be asleep before spirit gets to us because we're thinking too much, we're trying to figure it out, and we're barreling our way through. We forget to ask for spirit. We're so overwhelmed that we need to get to a place where we shut down and we're quiet enough. It's like basically spirit says, okay, go to sleep and shut up so I can give you this message. Okay? Now listen. Now, a lot of times people say, well, I don't remember my dreams, but in your subconscious mind, you do retain the information that you're getting. It comes out later in an aha moment, or it feels like deja vu, but usually deja vu is you've already dreamed that. You've been shown that, okay? So at this moment, Spirit's saying, with this Azurite crystal, whatever it is for you, you're willing to work with. If it's crystals, if it's, gardening, if it's music, if it's literally other healing modalities, like if you're Reiki, crystal singing bowls, you're going to go to therapy, like meditation or group discussions, whatever it is that's in your high school, AA, right? Al-Anon, whatever it is that you need to do to help yourself personally heal. Couples counseling, grief counseling, anything like that. A reading, right? You're going to get a personal reading done so that you can ask Spirit, what is it that I need to work on? And they show you like this, right? Listening to these readings, paying attention to the other spiritual posts that are up there. Freedom, going with the flow. That's what the seagull has to say. Spending extra time in nature, spending extra time talking to Spirit, in prayer, in meditation, and if it's difficult for you to sit in meditation, you can do guided meditations. It's just choosing to devote time to your own personal healing. Maybe going on a retreat, getting away from your job, stopping working. We've been told for a long time, we need to get a break, right? We're working too hard. Taking some time, like buying the time out, because who's more important than you? You can't help anyone if you're stressed out. You can't help anyone if you can't think straight. So it's valuable to your business, it's valuable to your family, and it's valuable to yourself that you buy out the time to do something that's going to help you heal. Healer, heal thyself, right? There's all kinds of things that we can use and do. This is healing. Just coming down here to the lake is healing. Whoa, who do we have? Okay, the duck. The duck speaks about comforts of home, making it feel comfortable. So if you are, there comes another one in for a landing. The duck is about, the crow was walk your walk, talk your talk. So it's like you, Sherry, need to do what you're talking about. And I am. The duck coming in for a landing on his emotional waters. The duck is talking about comfort. So what do you need to do to bring comfort to yourself? to your family, to your home, right? You need to heal. There's an aspect of yourself that needs to heal. So it could be, as I said, I mean, there could be courses that you go to. I kind of want you to look out because it's pretty, right? It's beautiful. I love the sound of the wind in the palm trees. Other than healing classes or courses or group discussions or working with nature itself, gardening, singing, dancing, yoga, you know, other than things like that, going to 12-step program if that's what you need to also pay attention to what you bring into your body. So that includes television, movies, the association that you're around. You know when you go into a room and there's tension in that room, you know, it's uncomfortable, that uncomfortable feeling. If you're living in that environment, you need to change your environment. If you're living or working in an environment like that, maybe it's time to change your job, change who you work with, right? Change the way you speak, because what we think about, we bring about. Also, what we tell ourselves, we believe. Also, pay attention to what you put into your body, the food that you eat. Detoxify your diet. If you need to stop drinking or stop smoking, what do you need to do that's going to purify your body? That's what you need to work on. Because right now it's about healing. It's about taking time to heal. This Mercury retrograde has kicked everyone's ass, and it's over today, thank you God. We still have 2 weeks of the shadow, but it's definitely time to go in. It's time to heal. We've been getting that it's important for us to, whatever or whoever is precious to us, project, person, self, pull yourself to a place of safety where you can be healing, a place of peace where you feel in harmony. Walk your walk, talk your talk, says the crow. So it's good to preach it, right? But you got to do it. It's good to say it, but you got to act on it. Okay, so that's your first message from Azurite. I'm going to put you guys down. Look at that guy taking his little girl out fishing. I don't like that they're fishing, Cast and Release Lake, but it's fun to go out across the water. Exercise. Exercise is another thing. You got to get your body moving. Go for a walk, go for a hike. Ooh, look at that beautiful swallow. That's the harbinger of hope. Telling you there's hope, bringing happiness into your life. Ooh, look at the clouds with that. Isn't that pretty? So beautiful. God, see, just going outside, it lifts your energy, it lifts your vibration. It helps you see that there are things for you to be grateful for. Spirit wants you to focus on all the good stuff. You know what? I'm gonna go back and forth. I'm going to go to the Gaia Oracle, and then I'll pop back to this one. That's what I think I'll do. So, the theme for the week is self-healing. Taking the time for self-care. That's our theme. Okay, so for the next message for us, correct for neutrality for the next week, and in the near future, what is it that you want to show us, tell us, share with us, ask us to focus upon, trust in, believe, speak about, or do. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. I'm getting blown away here. Okay, hold on, they told me one more time. All right, I think that's enough. Okay, our next card. Oops, I'll let you guys look at it. Ready? Okay, so it'll be this one. Oh my gosh, I saw this one. I saw this morning when I got this deck out. I was shuffling it, and this is the card that came up. This is awesome. We love this message. Yay, we do love this message because look, the Divine Masculine just came out of the sun. Out of the clouds, and so did he here. The Divine Masculine, thinking of you, a loving thought, serendipity. Now that's synchronicity because here we get double emphasis on this particular one because I saw this one. I knew this one was coming up. And what it's telling you is, this is confirmation that someone that you love and you have been thinking about is also thinking about you. Yay! I got this morning, I'm telling you. And what was the song? I'm trying to think of what the song was. Oh, the song was "All of Me Loves All of You," and I saw that, and I thought, of course if I'm singing this, that's my twin. That's our song. "All of Me Loves All of You," and then right after that came on. Everybody says, "Say something, say something," but I don't want to get caught up in the rhythm. It's like, okay, if you're not going to say something, Spirit's going to tell me. You're thinking of me, just like I'm thinking of you. So this is confirmation that someone that you love, this is a friend, a family member, a lover. It could be someone that has passed into spirit. They are thinking about you right now, and they are sending out energetic vibrations to you. Can you feel the energy? Can you feel your body moving? I can feel my heart chakra spinning. I always can feel that energy when we connect. So they want you to know. At this moment, they're telling you they want you to know that they have been thinking about you, that they miss you. And you got to pay attention to this because it's energy. Energy is very, very powerful. Energy goes where attention goes. Energy flows where attention goes. You got your mind on something, you've got your mind on somebody else, they feel that. It's kind of like, I always use my grandmother as an example because it was always her that this happened with. I'd be going through something or whatever, and all of a sudden the phone would ring, and she would say, "Sherry Lynn, what's going on?" How do you know? Because a grandma knows, a mother knows, a lover knows. We are connecting with each other. Our energy, when they don't have to be in our physical presence. My grandmother lived in Canada. I lived in California. My mother is in spirit. When I call on her, I connect with her, she shows up, right? Spirit hears us. Maybe somebody's out of town. Maybe somebody is working in a different state. Maybe somebody is in a different country right now. But energy goes out it's just like a radio transmitter, right? I mean, heck, the guys go up to the astronauts go up in space and they send down messages way down here. So it's energy, and it's not, this is what's going on. It's a frequency that's going on. We all transmit these frequencies, and we don't have to speak. We don't have to speak. We can think, but I prefer to speak out loud. When I talk to the Father or my angels or my twin, I talk out loud. I always say, because he would say to me, there's that harbinger of hope too, again, because he would say to me, whenever he wanted to channel, connect with me, he would say, "Babe, open up, I'm channeling you," right? So now I say that, "Babe, open up, I'm channeling you." And so whenever I'm talking, and then I speak out loud. But it doesn't have to be out loud. You can speak from your heart. I just like doing that because to me, it's like a positive affirmation as well. It just makes it real. It's like he's in my physical presence. Same thing as when I talk to our Father and when I talk to our archangels. I talk to them like they're right there because they are right there. I may not be physically looking at them. I have seen angels before, but I don't always, right? I've only seen them maybe a handful of times. But they are connecting with me. So this is, you aren't to have doubt about this. You are to trust this. Whether someone is near to you, whether they're far away from you, whether they're alive or they're coming at you from spirit, we are consciously communicating with each other at this time. There is no separation energetically, especially with love. So this is, especially to the ones that we are closely connected to and we love. It's so easy for us to connect. So we can affect change on a positive level, right? I was talking to a client this morning about what was going on, and the person in her life was hanging out with some really rough people, and it was changing his whole attitude, the way he was dealing with her. It was ruining their relationship, and it started making her nervous because he was dealing with a really rough crowd. He was in a crowd that he shouldn't have been with. And I said, you don't jump into a mud puddle to clean up a dog, right? I took my cat Prince, I took him into the bath. I didn't climb into where he was rolling around in the dirt. That's not going to get him clean. It's just going to get me dirty. Energetically, it's the same thing. Emotionally, it's the same thing. But we can hold a space of love. We can send our healing energy, share our healing energy. If you're a Reiki master or someone with healing energy, send that. We can ask for prayers on their behalf. They have their own guides, their own angels. They have to make choices of their own. But we can be there and affect change. One of the best ways to do it is to keep our energy high and up. Because when we're connected to somebody else, they feel our vibration. It doesn't help them for us to get hysterical. It doesn't help them for us to get broken down. I shared a video this morning from 2 years ago, and I was talking about how I had watched my twin go through all of this stuff in my dreams, because I have prophetic dreams, and it was awful what I was watching, and I was scared, and I was worried, and I was so upset. I couldn't sleep. My dreams were very, very lucid. I felt what he was feeling. I felt his fear. I felt his anger. I felt all kinds of stuff that he was going through. And it was stressing me out. It was so bad. And I felt it that I allowed that to happen. I wanted to connect with him. And I finally realized, and I talked about it in the video that I shared this morning, it wasn't helping him that my body was breaking down. It wasn't helping him that I was losing sleep. It wasn't helping him that I was stressed out. It was really hurting me. My body has still not recovered. My skin is still crepey from the what was it called? Adrenal failure. You know, it hasn't recovered, and it's really a bummer. It's really a bummer. I don't think it may not, you know, and I still have the big circles because I still don't sleep well. I probably won't sleep well until I know where he is and that he's safe, but I had to detach. We have to detach. So we can think of them, and we can send love to them, and we can call on our angels and their highest self and ask that whatever we call on Archangel Raziel is who came up. Archangel Raziel came up, Archangel Metatron for balancing and clearing their chakras, Archangel Michael for protection, or just go straight to the Father and say, please, Father, I'm asking you to send your angels, whoever he needs or whoever she needs, surround them in love. If it's a situation that we're trying to heal, a relationship or communication problems, especially since we're in Mercury retrograde, the person this morning was having problems. So I said, look, it's Mercury retrograde, you know, misunderstandings are prevalent right now. You have to be very, very clear in your communication. You have to speak openly and honestly. But if he's not open to that, there's nothing that you can do. So you can ask Spirit, whatever you can do to facilitate a clearing up of the miscommunication, facilitate us coming together so that we can talk this out and work this through. Ooh, death, transformation, and rebirth just flew by. Whatever you can do, I'm asking for that right now. I don't care how you do it. I said it this morning myself for my twin. I don't care how you do it, but I expect you to do it. You can do you can do anything. Spirit is not bound by any rules, by any blockages, by anybody else's manipulation. Now we can get caught up in manipulation by others, manipulation by our own mind, negative thoughts, feelings, people we're around, but Spirit can intervene, right? So if it isn't part of their lesson to have to go through this, if there's something that you can do, because my heart is open, I'm asking for you to facilitate a change, facilitate an opening, soften the hearts of everyone involved so that an understanding can begin to take place, so that healing can take place. So we can ask for that. Now it's up to Spirit, right? And it's up to the person themselves because everyone has free will. But we can do that. We can ask that. We can share that. We can call upon Spirit for that. And then we have to surrender it. Go with the flow. I'm like, there's no point in fighting this wind. I'm not going to stop it from blowing my hair all over the place, right? So right now, you can answer the one. You can answer this one with the love in your heart and say, I hear you. I hear you. And yes, I'm thinking about you. Yes, I love you. Yes, I want to see you. Yes, I want to talk to you. Yes, I want to work this out. Yes, I miss you. Yes, I want to enjoy all of this with you. Thank you for thinking of me. I love you too, right? An affirmation that you can say. I'm going to walk and actually let you guys kind of take a look because it's so beautiful right now. An affirmation that you can say. All I love lives forever in my heart. I am one with all humanity. I am one with all creation. I am in constant communion with everyone. Time and space are real only when I believe they are. Basically, I am not bound. I am not bound by anything because energy goes anywhere and everywhere, right? Take it to Spirit and then surrender it, right? Always look above. Look at the rays coming down. It makes me think of the card. Look at the card. See how the rays are coming down? That's their thoughts and feelings. That's their vibration coming to you, connecting with you. On the emotional water. See the emotional water? And the color of your solar plexus? I am worthy. I am capable of doing anything I set my mind to. I am happy. I am growing. Look at the green for healing and love, growth. And look at the passion. And the dark red for getting rooted and grounded. And look at the diamonds sparkling on the water. Just like that, right? Because when we send out love, When we send out love, we get love back. And when they send out love, they get love back. So let's send love to whoever it is that's thinking about us right now. And all of the best thoughts. I want you to feel wrapped in my arms. I want you to feel me hugging you. I want you to have a heart hug right now and feel it. I love that. Okay, I'm going to put you guys down for a second while I shuffle our next cards. The little girl's swimming in the water. The water's very, very warm. Okay. I love that message. It's so cool that that one came out when I saw it. I saw it this morning. I'm so glad because, you know, sometimes I look at those cards and because I think it was on the bottom of the deck, right? And I thought, you know, I could pull that, and I thought, nope, that's not the card that Spirit is giving us. And if it is, they'll show us. And then they did. All right, we get a drink of water. And shuffle. That's awesome. Now, doesn't that make you feel good? Because if you've been worrying about someone, or you've been thinking, you know, do they think of me? Do they miss me? Do they love me? Am I connecting? Are we connecting? You know? Do they want to work this out? Do they want to see me? Do they realize how much I love them? And then to get that message, yes, the one that you love is thinking of you too. And they're sending you loving thoughts. And when you send love to each other, hold on. When you send that kind of energy to each other, that is healing. That's healing you and that's healing them. It's a reciprocal thing. So we don't send you don't send your energy to someone. You share. Because you don't want to deplete yourself. What you can do, and this is what I do with my twin, babe, you know, and that's probably why that came up right then. I said, babe, open up, I'm channeling you. And he heard me, right? The message was there. I'm thinking of you too. Now, when you know that there's a connection like that, like right now, you guys know that the one that you've been thinking about is thinking of you. Now, it doesn't matter that I'm recording this message now. When you get this message, that's when it's going to be happening for you, right? Spirit knows. So now that you know that you're open to communication, pour your heart out. Say everything that you wanted to say to that person. You are connecting with them. And when you are, and then you say to them, if you're feeling me, send me that energy back. And wait to see what you feel in your solar plexus, your heart, right? Feel that feeling like you're going up on a swing. That's your energy connecting. And when you feel that energy connecting, you send it back. And then they send it back to you. And as it goes around, you're healing each other. It's amazing. It's amazing. I love that we were all talking about healing and then we get that, because nothing is has more strength than love. Love can bring someone back from the brink of death. Love can save any situation. Love can heal anything and anyone. Love. That's why the rose quartz is the most powerful healing stone, the love stone, right? Death, transformation, rebirth. Remember we got the message last week? Death shall not take him from the brink of death, from the darkness, out of the void. Hope was there, and they were telling you, death will not take him, will not take your project, it will not take this relationship. Right at the final hour, boom, it was going to come back to life, right? Love does that. Love does that. That's what love causes miracles to happen. Okay, put you back down again for a second. Next message, correct neutrality on all levels. What is the next message of most importance? You can see why they said for me not to go in the water, because the water's choppy and my canoe gets pretty choppy, and I lost one of my favorite decks, one of my cards. I've lost two actually. I lost the Angel of Alchemy from the Oracle of Shadows and Light, which is a really, really important card. It was the Hope card, and I don't have it anymore, so I'll have to buy a new deck. It's an expensive deck. And then I lost the Mermaid. One of the Mermaid, it was me, went underneath, blew off the boat and went underneath into the water, and I lost it. So the Oracle of Shapeshifter's Oracle and the Oracle of Shadows and Light are both missing a card. So that's not good, because that is both have messages that need to come out at a time, and I don't have them. So it's important for me. I just realized I'm going to have to replace those. Whoa! The crow keeps flying over top of us. Okay, here we go. I think I'm going to put Crow's I'm going to put Crow's message with this reading, because he's making himself way too noticeable. He's flying like dipping down. If I didn't have this umbrella up, he would have swooped right over my head. So, next message. Oh, love this. Unakite, interesting. I think I got Unakite when I was up in, I'm almost certain that I got Unakite when I was up in Idlewild last. Unakite. I did. I have to go look for it. I think it's on my aging crystal cone. So, Unakite. Answered prayers. Look at the color, isn't that gorgeous? All your great work has opened up the door for divine solutions and support. So when we work in unison with Spirit, Spirit works with us. This is the color of love. This is the color of healing. This is the color of new beginnings. This is the color of growth. I see dragons. There's a dragon right there. You guys see it? Right there. Yellow, again, the color of the divine masculine. I am capable, I am worthy, I'm determined, I'm courageous, I'm strong, I am happy, I'm hopeful. Anything, yellow is the color of growth. It's also passion. Look at the fire down here. So what you have been passionate about, what you have stayed connected to, what you have dedicated yourself to. Spirit is bringing, they're opening doors that were previously closed. They're bringing answers. I just got double confirmation on this card too. Interesting. Okay, double confirmation on Unakite. So whatever it is, whatever you've been doing as far as working on, like if you've been, I just love looking at them. Sorry, I just love looking at them. I know for you guys to look at him, he probably just looks like a crow. He's not very close, but when they swoop down, they're so big. So whatever, looking at that, that's death, transformation, and rebirth. So whatever you have been trying, working on releasing, working through so that you can allow for a new beginning to happen, that's why he came up. You've been focusing on the positive. You've been listening to Spirit. You've been going with the winds of change. You haven't been fighting it. You have been detaching, releasing toxic thoughts, feelings, situations, people, and because of that, doors that were previously closed are going to start opening for you. Unakite. Look at this Unakite crystal. We all have free will. We talk about, as I said, when we were talking about we can send somebody or share with somebody our healing energy, but everybody has free will. And God respects our free will. He made us free moral agents. We're not robots. He gives us our answers. He gives us our solutions. He gives us the tools, tells us which way to go, gives us the guidance. If we choose not to follow it, then we get to just keep learning lessons, right? But he's respectful of our free will choices. So you have been choosing to listen to Spirit's messages. You have been choosing to listen to the guidance that you've been getting. And that has opened up the doorways. You may not, I'm seeing a rainbow. I'm wondering if I'm only seeing it because of my sunglasses, and I can't tell with my glasses off, but there's a rainbow right through the center of those lines up there. Maybe I should have my umbrella down so you guys can see more. It's so beautiful. But the rainbow is a promise of good things after a storm. And we already got the harbinger of hope, the swallow flying above us, right? And death, transformation, and rebirth. Well, this is the rebirth. These are the doorways that are now going to open because our Father has heard our prayers, as have our angels. He doesn't pick and choose who gets to have prayers heard and answered and miracles happen. He hears all of us. It depends on what our circumstances are. It depends on the work that we have put in. It depends on the lessons that we have. It depends on whoever we're connecting with. Like I said, everyone has free will. So you may have been working towards this, like that woman this morning that I was working with. She may have been listening to Spirit's guidance, and she was, but the man that she was with was not. He had to go, sometimes you got to fall on your face. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. Sometimes you have to lose somebody wonderful in your life before you realize how important they are. Sometimes you have to lose your job. Sometimes everything gets taken away from you, but you have your health. What happens if you got really, really sick? All of a sudden, all your shit that you have and all the people and all the status and the position and what people think of you doesn't matter. All you want is your health back. Or the same thing, your family back, the love of your life back. I don't care where we go, what we do, what we live in. I just want you in my life, right? So Spirit is saying, at this time, Spirit has heard your prayers. You have been focusing on the positive. If the door's open for you, it's because you're in alignment with your divine will. Bear in mind, as always, that everyone has free will. So this is as far as you go. Now, if somebody in your life is also doing the same thing, you guys are connecting or you're working together in unison, then the doorway's open between both of you. Everything has to line up. But there are doorways opening. You have definitely shifted over into a healing aspect. Spirit knows that what you've been asking for and what you've been praying about, you were sincere. They know that you weren't asking for selfish reasons. You're asking for reasons that were good and right. Now, we deserve love. We deserve happiness. We deserve to be successful. We deserve to be in a safe, peaceful, beautiful environment. Yes, we all deserve that. We do deserve that. So that's not selfish to ask for that. We deserve to have love in our lives. But you have been exhibiting the effort. You've been putting in the work. You have been trying. Remember I told you before, we could try and try and try, and we feel like we're hitting a wall. We feel like, it's not getting anywhere. But Spirit sees what we're doing. And sometimes we don't see what's going on behind the scenes. That's why Spirit says, don't give up hope. Don't stop. Keep enduring. Keep going forward. That's why we get the harbinger of hope flying by. Pay attention to these things, because you could just turn the corner and there's your dream standing right there. All it takes is 5 minutes, 1 minute for things to change just like that. So don't give up on something that you love, or that matters to you. Don't give up on anyone that you love or that matters to you, right? Don't give up on yourself, ever. Because you have a positive shift right now. You are willing to be guided. You are willing to be helped. Remember I told you guys all about the story of when I watched this man going everywhere trying to plant his trees, set down his trees and nothing worked, and he went everywhere, and he was so exhausted, and I watched him, and it was heartbreaking my heart, and I said to the Father, please step in, please stop this from happening. And he said, no, he needs to bow down. He needs to bow down. He needs to learn this lesson. This is his lesson to learn. It's not your lesson to learn. You don't take this. You don't intervene, because I have done things before. I can make things happen. I can manifest in other people's lives. I'm able to do that energetically. I can. I'm very powerful that way. We all have that ability, but I can do that. And I thought I was helping, and I was affecting change in someone's life, and Spirit said, stop that. You're interfering in their free will. No matter how much you want to help them, this is their choice, their free will. It's their lesson to learn. You have to allow somebody to stumble sometimes. Now, Spirit says, you have tried. You have done everything that you could possibly. And they don't expect you to be, they don't expect you to be perfect. They just expect you to do the best that you can. And sometimes it takes divine intervention. And Spirit says, because of everything that you've been going through, everything that you have done willingly, everything that you have given of yourself, the willingness to listen to Spirit, the willingness to surrender when you're told to, the willingness to hold on and persevere when you're told to, the trust and faith that you've had in Spirit has engendered this to come to you now. The doors to open, the way to be smoothed, the circumstances to shift. Remember I said, if there's anything that you can do, I don't care how you do it, you just do it. That is me surrendering. That is me saying, I trust you. I know that you know what's in my highest good. And if this is in my highest good, I don't care how you do it, just do it. Right? And Spirit says we are shifting things now in your energy. It's an amazing, amazing message. I love that. I love that. Wow. And a lot of times the Father says all you needed to do was just surrender. If you had just stopped fighting, if you had just trusted me. That's all I want. I want you to know that your angels are here to help you and guide you. We're not here to beat you up. We don't have people standing on a pulpit screaming brimstone and fire, and you're going to go to hell if you don't do this, if you don't do that. That's not what this is about. All I want you to do is recognize that you need help, that you're not doing this all by yourself, that there is a God, that there is a spiritual assistance available to you, a great force out there. Whatever you want to call it, Spirit, God, energy, whatever it is, the universe is conspiring in your favor, if you will allow it. But you can't do everything by yourself. That's why the duck flew over our head. The duck is a community bird. Call upon your friends, you call upon your family, your loved ones. You are not a lone wolf. You're not a lone wolf. Even the lone wolf is not alone out there, ever. So stop being an island, stop being so isolated. All you have to do is say to Father, I'm willing, I'm open, please help me. I surrender. I'm not going to tell you what to do, and I'm not going to tell you how it has to be. I'm just going to say that whatever is in my highest good is what I'm asking for, and I'm trusting you to bring it. Okay, for our next message, correct for neutrality on all levels. Direct neutrality on all levels. One more. Direct neutrality on all levels. Okay. Let me move this here up. I have to put it there. My lip gloss because my lips are dry. Okay. Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. I love the colors in that. Gosh, I love those colors. Jewel tones, right? That's beautiful. Sacred Earth Mother, a message of love. The first thing that comes to me is this is Mother Earth saying thank you for loving me. Thank you for being thoughtful of me. Thank you for caring for me. Thank you for being respectful. I'm here to help you because if without me, you won't live. Without this planet, we don't live. Without the trees, we don't breathe oxygen. Without the sun, nothing grows. Without the rain, nothing grows. So we have to say thank you. Look at the raindrops coming down. The love radiating out. This looks like a giant tree here. Tree of life. So there's a message of love. So what's going on here? There's a specific message coming on. And what's going on here is who we really are. Who we really are is not dependent upon our personality, our outward appearance, our job, our titles, our degrees. Who we really are comes from the nature of our spiritual, from our soul. That's who we are truthfully. And when I say that, there goes the crow again. His message is going to be important for us when he chooses to show up, you know? What we're doing, we are this is us. We are a part of nature. We are energy. When we die, our physical bodies go back to dust. They go back into the ground, into the earth. But our soul lives on. That's energy. That's a spirit, the spirit within us. We come from the stars. This is us. We are a part of this. There's no beginning and there's no end. We are just light, energy. And what they're telling us is, if you realize who you are, remember who you are, you'll realize your potential. The potential that you have to create and to become and do and be anything that you want. Change your life. Be who you want to be now. Remember we talked about that. About how this is how I was raised, this is what I've always believed, but I want to be a different person now. I can do anything I set my mind to. Yes, I can. I have the ability to do this. And Spirit's showing you. If you realize and remember where you come from, you're not going to be trapped in that feeling of I'm stuck, or time's running out, or I'm too old, or I feel like a victim. You're not, no one's keeping you from doing anything because you can't hold, wow, I just saw the biggest fish jump out of the water. Nobody can hold energy. Nobody can stop energy from moving, right? So you need to call on your highest self. We are an eternal spark of pure creativity, pure potential energy. And it wants to come out of us. It wants to be expressed in some way. So Spirit is saying, your soul is calling you. Your true path is calling you. Have you been ignoring the call? Have you been saying, I can't, I would if I could, but I can't. I'm not capable. You're capable of doing anything you set your mind to. Nothing stops you. You can do anything you set your mind to. You've got the resources all at your fingertips. Every one of us do. Spirit will come to the rescue. Spirit is our knight in shining armor. Spirit is Superman, Wonder Woman, the Hulk, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Iron Man, all of them all rolled into one times infinity, right? Nothing stops them. Nothing. So when you connect to that highest self, pay attention to what your soul is calling for. Embrace, as my twin said, when it comes, don't push away what your soul's been calling for. Embrace it. That's what's going on here. Trust in your potential. Trust in your heart. Trust in your wisdom. Everything that you create, everything that you bring into existence comes through your soul, from your soul's calling. This is how you express yourself. This is why we're here. We're here to experience the duality of the dark and light. We're here to experience the earth. We're here to experience the weather. We're here to experience water, wind, sun, love, sex, success, tears, emotion. We're here to experience all of it. And so stop holding yourself up away from it all. Get out and experience it. What do you need to do to change where you are or your circumstances to become more in line with what your soul is asking for you? What do you have to do? Say to Spirit, I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you arrange it. I need to be where there's trees. I need to be with the love of my life in a safe, peaceful environment with my cats where we are learning and growing and sharing and having fun and going on adventures and helping people. However that needs to happen to line that up for me, that's what I'm calling in. And I believe that that will happen. So what is it for you? Man, the wind is whipping up. The winds of change, go with it. Go with it. It's because it's a positive change. It's amazing. Whatever you do, create something lasting, something, a legacy, something of value, something that when you lie there, when you're about to transition and back into spirit, you don't think to yourself, God, I wish I'd done that. Why didn't I do that? Keep thinking about that song, right? I wish someone would have told me, babe, that someday these would be the good old days, because time goes by quickly. We only get one go around on this planet, right? One go around. You may come back as a different person, as a cat. If I come back, I don't think I am. I think this is my last incarnation. I've been here many, many times, but my mother said, I want to come back as a cat in your house. And I think she did. I think she's in Lily. And it's a good thing she is. And whoever Prince wanted to come back as, my black cat, he lucked out. He must have lived a really, had a hard life. But he deserved it to come into a home where he was going to be loved, right? So send it out there. Trust in your ability to do it. Remember who you are. You are not a victim. You are not a martyr. You are not stuck. Okay. Next message. Correct for neutrality on all levels. What is the next message of highest importance for us right now? Correct for neutrality on all levels. I'm going to shuffle these really good so I don't get the same cards. Well, I might get the same cards. Often we get confirmation, don't we, by getting the same cards. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Oh, I love the wind. I love crazy weather. My family in Wisconsin's got crazy snow. The weather all over the world is just whack, though. It's crazy. It's upside down. One minute it's hot, the next minute it's cold. I'm sorry, Mother Earth, that they are chemtrailing you. I'm sorry that they're polluting your oceans and streams and rivers, but I will never do that. I will always be conscious, consciously aware. That's how I can help. And I can help your animals when they come to me. Oh, I got to tell you guys something. It might come up in the reading, maybe that's why I'm bringing it up. I've told you guys that California's not for me. Well, at least this area, right? This area, even though this is very beautiful, the energy here is very tight. It's not in my highest good. Now, I'm here because Spirit wants me here right now. But you know how Sedona has always been where I've wanted to go. When my landlord told me he was selling the house, I put an ad out that I was looking for a place to go, and I connected with this person. And then they never got back to me. Well, Prince came, right? My black cat. He came to me, and it was a big responsibility. 2 cats is a responsibility, especially for a spiritual teacher who travels a lot. But 3 cats? That's a really big responsibility, because I had a really hard time finding a place that would rent to me with 2 cats, never mind 3. So that is a concern, and I thought, I prayed about it, and Spirit told me to go for it, do it. I was supposed to do it. Sorry, I got to put some lip gloss on. So I trusted, and I brought him in. Took him to the vet, got him fixed, got him all of his shots. Last night I got an email from that person. It has been a year, at least, a long time, since I wrote. And they wrote to me and they said, so sorry, I just got this email. I don't come on very often, blah, blah, blah. Are you still looking for a place in Sedona? And I thought, oh my God, here we go. Because Spirit said there was going to be 2 opportunities coming forward, remember? One was blessed and one was not in your highest good. Now, it doesn't mean, we were shown that one was toxic, right? But one just wasn't in your highest good and one would be blessed. And so I thought, oh my God, here I have, this is my place. And I was literally just saying yesterday, I want to go to Sedona. I miss Sedona, I want to go back. I've been trying to get back for a long time, and I get blocked. Now, every choice that we make, there's going to be a different stream of events that take place. That's why I kept getting you at the fork in the road. It's very important. This decision that you make, it's going to affect you and those around you for a very long time. So choosing to take on that cat, I hadn't made a full decision, right? I could surrender him. I could try and find a home for him. I could talk my landlord into keeping him because he loves him too. But in all reality, I took the responsibility on. So I said to her, well, I am still looking, but I have 2 cats that go with me everywhere. I have cats with me that go with me wherever I go. And she said, do you have 1 cat or 2? And I said, well, I have 2, but I just recently rescued a 3rd. Spirit brought him to me. You know, he was guided to me. And she wrote back, and I showed her a picture of Prince, and she said, oh, he's beautiful, and they're very beautiful. And she's talking, you know, to me. I told her about my work, and she said, you know, the place that I have in mind, I don't know if it's her house that she's renting out, but she goes, there's a person on the property already with 1 cat, and for you to come along with 1 cat, you know, wouldn't have been a problem. 2 cats is, you know, might have been pushing it, but it would have been okay. But 3 cats, she goes, I just don't think that's doable, you know? But I was already hearing in my head to say to her, sharing a house, unless it's with the love of my life, is not my plan. I live in a studio. I'm a spiritual teacher. My privacy is very important. I need quiet. And I don't want to feel like I'm a burden or an obligation or a worry and me to be stressed because I have my cats. I need to be in a peaceful, quiet place that is mine. But I appreciate you working with me. Thank you. And then I went in this morning to give my cat a bath, Prince. And he already bit me, right? Well, he didn't mean to. I don't know if it was him or Liger, one of them. I don't know who it was. They just lunged. I spent a lot of money on him. I put a lot of pain. My shoulder, my elbows ripped up as well. And I thought, okay, here we go. You know, oh wow, what's gonna happen? I put him into the tub, and he tried to get out a couple times, but he didn't claw me, he didn't make a sound, he didn't fight me. I just kept petting him and massaging him and saying, it's gonna be okay, everything's gonna be okay. You're safe. It's gonna be good. Look how you're a good boy. Look how clean you're gonna be. You're gonna smell so good. This is healing for you because I put essential oils, certain special essential oils in the shampoo to heal his bites on his body and to get rid of the fleece. He literally laid down in the tub. He laid down in the tub and just looked at me with these big trusting eyes like, I trust you. I know you want to help me. And right then I thought, he's mine. He's mine. I'm not giving him to someone else. I'm not surrendering him. He came to me. Spirit brought him to me. He was my gift. Spirit said you would be getting a gift. And he showed up that night. I have wanted to go to Sedona so badly. But I was asked recently, how far would you go for the one that you love? What would you be willing to give up for the one that you love? And I keep hearing over and over in my head, the greatest gift. There is nothing greater than a friend to give of himself in behalf of a friend. Now, it was Jesus. There's no greater love than to give your life in behalf of a friend, right? But my life, my spiritual work, this is my life. And Sedona was powerful for me, and I want that. But if that meant that I couldn't have that and hold on to the ones that I love, I will sacrifice that. I will surrender that because Spirit will bring me what I need. How far are you willing to go for the ones that you love, for your spiritual path? It's not going to interrupt my spiritual path. I did want to go, but Spirit guided that little guy to me. He's in my life. I know who he represents. I am a Canadian. And I kept seeing in the video that I shared this morning, the Canadian goose flying by as I was talking about how I had to detach, right, and take care of myself. Canadian goose just kept flying by as I kept saying it. And the Canadian goose's message is, never leave a wounded bird behind. I won't leave him behind. I won't leave my twin behind. Don't leave the people that you love. That was my choice being made. Did you guys have your opportunity? Did it come? Were you able to make the correct choice? I know it was the correct choice by the way that he acted. If he had mauled me, attacked me, gone crazy, I would have thought, you know what, maybe I should find a home for you. You know, maybe this isn't the best place. But for him to do that, it was very clear. We get our answers in different ways, don't we? And that was a test. It was a test. Because maybe you're gonna get the perfect job offered to you. You know, you've been thinking about getting back together with the person that you love, or, you know, trying to make your marriage work, or I don't know what it is, whatever you were trying to do, but then you got this offer. Oh my God, you'd make twice the money. but you wouldn't be available for your family, you wouldn't be available, you wouldn't be able to move forward in what you were planning on doing. I couldn't be with these people and be with her, or him, or do this, or do that. So then you have to make a choice. You can't have both. But Spirit will let you know. You can ask Spirit, make it clear to me what is in my highest choice. And you will know in your heart. All I had to do was see a frightened cat, a street cat, a wild cat, lie down in the bathtub and surrender to me and say, I trust you. And that's what Spirit is asking us to do. I trust you. Yes, I have freedom of choice and I have free will, but I choose to surrender to you because I know that you want what is in my highest good. And I know if I go with the flow and I trust in you, you will bring me to the perfect situations, people, and events at the right time. I trust that. And you have peace in your heart. You know when you've made the right decision when you have peace in your heart, right? Okay, next message. Dolomite. Oh, that's so interesting. It's funny that they show it in the color pink. Dolomite. Because Wisconsin, when I was in Wisconsin, everywhere I go, Spirit brings me, like when I go on hikes and when I go, in the washes in Sedona or wherever I was, they bring me rocks in the shape of hearts, giant hearts. And it was dolomite. They're dolomite stones that I have them up on my patio. I've moved them everywhere I go. I move these stones. It cost me a fortune. I had to have them sent home. And it was funny, my best friend sending me home a pile of rocks in a box. That's what they were, rocks in a box. But they meant something, and they were dolomite. And right now I have them. I have 2 of them. I found 2 other ones up in Santa Cruz and Boulder Creek. Actually, it was Felton when I went up there on my quest, the last quest I went on. And one was, I was talking to my mother, and I crossed a bridge there, and it said Francis Bridge. That's my mom, who's in spirit. And I asked for a gift from nature for my mother and I, and right next to each other were 2 white dolomite hearts, stones, and I brought them home. And I used them in Merlin, my dragonfish. It's in his tank, and they sit together to make a cave for him. It's a cave of love. It's a place of safety. And they're made of dolomite. So it's interesting. They're very, very strong. Now, dolomite tells you, stay strong in your faith. A positive outcome is dependent on you keeping a positive mindset. Now, the color, for me, looking at that color, pink is the color of your heart chakra. Pink is the color of love, right? What would love say? What would love do? Do that. How would love behave, right? Behave by speaking positive words. Positive affirmations, looking on the positive side, always looking for the best in yourself and in others. Clear your heart chakra. What do you need to do to clear your heart chakra? Open your heart. Love yourself. Love yourself. Self-love is important first of all. We can't love anyone else unless we love ourselves. Now, interesting, somebody said something, or I don't know if I saw something written, and it was, don't tell people that unless they love themselves, nobody will love them, because that's not true. No, that's not true. But you can't truly love another unless you love yourself. So self-love, stay strong in your faith. If you love yourself, you'll do what's in your highest good. You will connect to your highest self. You will realize that you're strongest when you're in a team. When you are treating yourself with respect. When you are coming at others and towards others in a sense of love. I don't like that guy. The guy is an asshole. The guy ripped me off. The guy beat me up. But you don't go aggressively after them. You don't stoop yourself down to that level. You don't get into the mud puddle with the dog. You get out of the mud puddle. If that dog wants to come in and get cleaned, you can clean the dog up, but you don't go down in the mud puddle. So you don't become aggressive towards them. You don't do what they do. You don't go for feelings of revenge. You recognize that not only do you have free will, but everyone else has free will too. Everyone else has a choice. He has a choice to be an asshole. If he wants to be an asshole and deal with his own karma, let him go for it. Detach, remove yourself from the toxic energy, right? You keep yourself centered in a place of love and peace. Keep your mind, heart, and soul filled with faith. Keep your faith strong by focusing on the good. Even when we can't see the tangible results, even though we don't see what's going on, I can't see when the clouds cover over the sun. I can't see the sun, but I know it's there. You can't see the wind, but you sure see its effects, right? Spirit says we are opening doors. We are affecting change because of your faith, because of your earnest desires to listen and follow the guidance that we've given you. By the way that you have been sending love and care and genuine sincerity out into the world. Because of that, it is affecting change. You don't see it yet, but we're telling you. That's why we're giving you these messages right now. We want you to trust this. So right now, stay strong in your faith, because you and your high vibration is what is going to pull towards you what it is that you're asking for. Whatever you need to do to lift your energy, whatever you need to do to lift your vibration, to keep yourself positive. If you find yourself watching movies that are like, you know what, my grandson told me about a movie he went and saw the other night. He's like, it's funny too. Now, I told you my grandson's a crystal child. My daughter likes horror movies. I don't know what it is. But she comes in and she says to Trey, we're going to this movie. And he said to her, I'm not going. And she goes, yeah, you are. We're not leaving you home alone. And he says, and he tells me this movie. I wish I could think of what it's called. It was horrible. From beginning to end, it was awful. Monsters were coming. They killed the father. He had to sacrifice himself to save the family. One of the 4-year-old child died. It was horrible. It went on and on and on. And I said, what was the purpose of that? Why is that entertainment to you? And he goes, it isn't. Not to me. I didn't want to go. And I thought, why would you fill your mind with that kind of shit? That negative energy. Songs that are negative, aggressive, angry music. Have you heard some of those songs? I remember everyone used to have a real big thing when rap came out, because some of the songs are they're abusive. They're gang songs. They're about death and murder and rape and beating people up. And why would you sing lyrics like that? Why would you want to emulate that kind of an attitude? No, thanks. I don't want a gangster. Thanks. I don't want that attitude. Why would I associate with people like that? Like the woman this morning that I was working with, right? I know a different side to him. Well, that's great. But you know what? He's associating with gangsters. He's associating with really scary, nefarious individuals by choice. You have a family that you need to care about. There's a reason that the spirit has shut the door on that. They're trying to protect you. They don't want you mixed up in that. So you need to be careful. Who do I allow into my precious energy? Who do I share my precious energy with? Songs, music, thoughts in your own head, people, environments, jobs, doesn't matter. I need to earn a living. This is my job. Well, you know what? Maybe you need to say to Spirit, we need to find something else. You need to find something else for me. I don't know how to find something else, but this place is toxic. Maybe this city is toxic. I'm getting sick. We moved from Canada to California because my little sister was always sick. She was getting, because of the cold, because of the damp, and it was a big deal. But my dad put it into prayer. He did. He said, if this is meant to happen, we're going to apply for. He was going to apply for a work visa, and if it was meant to happen with his family, it would happen, and it did. It came through. It was like, oh my God. And we moved to California. My little sister was constantly sick. Her health was in danger. Well, if your emotional health or your spiritual health is in danger, shouldn't you do something about that? So you ask Spirit to help you. What else? Activities. What you choose to do for fun. Those games, those video games that are violent and angry and aggressive. Is that really going to fill you with positive energy? No. Oh, you're a buzzkill. You're killing all my fun. Oh, smoking and drinking. You have a liver condition. You've got, your kidneys or whatever shutting down, your lungs. I'm having problems breathing. Are you going to keep smoking 3 packs a day when you can't breathe and you're hacking? Are you going to submit your family, to having that, to the scent and the smell and the sickness of that? Come on. This is a temple that we have. Our body is a temple. Are you going to sleep with anyone and everyone and allow sexual disease to come into your life, or pick up the energy from all of the multiple partners? Because you take that energy on. No one is touching this temple except for somebody who is worthy of it. Nobody. Hell no. I protect my temple. I protect my mind. I protect my environment. I protect my thoughts. Why would I have sex with somebody that is not on my level, that is not of the same vibration? I don't care how lonely you get. Don't let somebody crawl into bed with you because you don't want to be alone. It's very important. Self-love, self-respect. Put yourself around the right kind of people. Get yourself in the right kind of environment. Whether you have to do it online or through video, or if you have to go, sometimes, like I said, go on retreat. Maybe I'm not going to live in Sedona right now, but I can go to Sedona, right? I can connect. I go there to get downloads. I can do that. I don't have to live in Sedona. I could tell my landlord, okay, I'm staying, so, you know, we're here for a while, so if you can watch the cats, I'm going to go to Sedona. I need an update. I just saw, I'm pretty certain, I'm going to look and see, but I think a giant blue heron just landed in the grass over there. I want to wait and see if I can see his long legs walking around. But the giant blue heron talks about that, you know? The blue with the heron people, the white crane and the heron and the egret, they're all the same family. Jack of all trades, dance to your own beat. The eclectic, eccentric, different ones don't necessarily do what other people think is the smart thing to do, right? Somebody would have said to me, wow, you missed that opportunity to go to Sedona because of that cat? That was stupid. How long have you wanted to go there? I'm sure that my friend Ryan would say that to me. You've been wanting to get here for all this time and now you have an opportunity, and because that cat came along, you gave up that place? You don't know when you're going to get that opportunity again. Yeah, but you know what? I listened to my heart. I listened to my heart, and it may not make sense to you, but I prayed about it and I asked about it and I connected, and that little guy came to me and I gave specific things. If this happens, right? And I followed my heart. So maybe it doesn't make sense to other people, and maybe even for yourself. It doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't make logical sense. It doesn't. But it makes spiritual sense and it makes emotional sense to me. And I would not live with myself. I don't walk away from the ones that I love. I just don't. So a lot of it has to do with praying. A lot of it has to do with really listening. Maybe at this time, the fact that we're getting Dolomite coming forward with strength and focusing so much on love, and we were talking about, you know, you have to have it for yourself first, right? You have to have a clear connection to what's important, a clear connection to your spiritual self, so that you can understand and you can hear the messages that come. And by praying for help and guidance, you'll know what your answer is. You will know. It may not be what other people agree with, but you will know. And what Dolomite is telling you is that it's very important right now for you to stand strong in your faith, but also to stand strong in your integrity and in what your heart has told you to do. In your decision, I've chosen to do this, right? Because right now, I think a lot of us are at choice. A lot of us. And I've been getting it quite a bit, that we're going to have to make a choice that's going to be difficult. That was difficult when I heard her. When she wrote, as soon as she wrote, I was reading it and I was like, oh shit. As soon as I did that, I started to bathe him and I looked at his little face, it wasn't difficult anymore. It was taken right out of my hands. I was like, my heart took over and it was done. That was it. But you may have a more difficult decision to make. You may have to leave that to get this. You may have to leave your home. You may have to, you know, move to a different city. You may have to downsize. You may have to, like when I went on my spiritual path, I walked away from my home and my career. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of stuff. But I went on my spiritual path and I wouldn't trade it for the world, not for the experiences that I got, not for the people that I met. Not to mention it was a burden. It was a burden that was lifted, you know? Sometimes it's all the stuff that you accumulate. You think that that's what you wanted, and then you get it, and you're like, God, I was glad to be free of it. But it may not be that case for you. You may have a tough choice. You need to pray, get clear, and really listen. What is it that matters most to me? Right? What they think? Can I live without that in my life? Can I live without that person in my life? How will I feel about myself if I walk away from this? If I don't even try? Right? All those are important. We're at 1 hour and 15 minutes. Wow. I'm going to do one more message and then we're going to call it a day, because I don't know if I have enough battery and I don't want so I'll tell you right now, if anybody is interested in a private reading, obtaining a Queen of Wands ceremonial sage wand, crystal cluster, or if you would like a custom order of, and I don't even know prices yet, but it's coming up, the healing Reiki jewelry for your pet. I could make mom and dog jewelry as well. I'm thinking that too. Bracelet for you and a necklace for your animal. How cute. My website is www.theangelswhisper.com. My email address is sherrycolumbus@yahoo.com. SHERRICOL. Look at him fly again. COLUMBUS@yahoo.com. My website will direct you to my PayPal account, and when I hear from PayPal, they will notify me. But whatever you want to have done, if this is a private reading, if it's help with dream analysis, if it is a life coach session, if it's one of the shamanic tools, it'd be best to contact me through my email. I get that right away. I'm notified on my phone, and I will respond very, very quickly. If you don't hear from me in a day, send me another message. It didn't go through, because we are in Mercury retrograde still for 2 weeks, the shadow period. I was just told for you guys to look up. I don't know if you can see it like I can, but the clouds look like sand, like the water has gone out on the sand. It's really beautiful. Okay, here's our last message. Also, all of these videos go on YouTube, and my YouTube account is just Sherry Columbus. I have two, so you have to check and see what's the most recent. One, I got locked out and had to use the other. Same with my old email address that people have been trying to locate and get a hold of me on that I can't get into. Haven't been for like 3 years. But go and like it and subscribe to it. Like and share these videos and subscribe. You'll get notification of the videos, and share them, because other people need to get Spirit's messages. And there are people that are awakening that they're not comfortable with it yet, and they don't want anyone to know. And if they, in the privacy of their own home, they see it on your page and they can kind of listen to it, that's a way for them to get Spirit's message when they aren't sure. It kind of gets them in the door, right? This is how we help other people. So it's not about following me. I'm a channel. These messages are not mine, they're Spirit's messages. It's not coming from my own personal opinion, right? Because right now, the card that we just got, Flame Tree, I was like, oh, okay. I was hoping for something else. I'll tell you honestly, I was hoping for something else, and Spirit said no. Now, I could have, you wouldn't have known, I could have said, oh, I've got to reshuffle. Now I got to shuffle that back in. But it wouldn't be honest. That's not what Spirit wanted to talk about. Spirit wants to talk about this. And so, I'm telling you, I'm a channel. I do what Spirit tells me. So, the Flame Tree. Now, why wouldn't I want this? It's not that I wouldn't want it. I just was wanting something, I don't know, something different, I guess. But stupid. Sometimes we think we want something. Sometimes we think something else will be better. And Spirit's like, no, we know what you need. And we know what everybody else needs. And it's not for you to make that decision, Sherry. That's another message. Don't ever think that I don't tell you what Spirit tells me. And sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the stuff I have to say is hard. But Spirit came to me before, and they've said, and I have known this since I was a little girl. I was taught this as a Jehovah's Witness. There's reasons that I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness. And the message was, I can use the rocks to cry out if I choose to. If God wanted those rocks to speak his message, they could do it. He's allowing me, this is a privilege for me to be able to speak his words and give the messages to people. He doesn't need me to do it. It's a blessing that a privilege that I'm allowed to do this. And I've given you guys the story before of a man that I wrote, that I did a reading for. He was an author, very famous man. I don't even remember his name right now. The self-help community knows him well. And I did a reading for him, and I don't know why I think he was trying to prove a point. And he didn't like it. It was a smack. He got smacked. And basically, I'm not going to go deep into it because I'm worried about running out of time. But he didn't like it. But he gave me an opportunity, he said, to try again. And it went on, and it was the third time. Second time, he got smacked harder. And I was crying, and I was scared to give him the message. And my mentor at the time said, you need to. It's not your message, do it. So I did it. And then he got really, really angry, and he cussed me out and yelled at me. I mean, that's not a spiritual teacher. I didn't think about that at the time, actually. All I thought about was this person is of critical acclaim, and people know him. And he says, who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Makes me think of that song, I Was Lightning Before the Thunder, right? Who do you think you are? Dreaming of being a big star, right? And that's what he said to me. Who do you think you are? You don't even have any formal training. I've written dozens of books. I give seminars. You clearly have no idea what you're doing. I had somebody write to me on my YouTube channel recently and said, after listening to your About Me and listening to this, it's clear that you know nothing. I'm like, okay, So, but when this happened, this is when I was new. This is when I was just beginning. And this is about standing in your integrity and doing what Spirit wants you to do, even though you don't understand it. I don't understand, first of all, why does this man who is so connected, why is he coming to me for a reading then? Right? If I don't know anything, why are you asking me? Well, he says he was giving me a chance, but now he's disgusted with me. He goes, I'll give you one more chance to redeem yourself and show me that you know what the hell you're doing. And I cried, and I was mad. I was mad at Spirit. I was mad. I was crying. I said to him, I'm not doing this. I am not doing this. And I told my mentor, and she said, you have to do it. I said, why? Why? Why do I have to do this? I said, I feel like freaking Moses. Moses couldn't speak. He had, and God had his brother come with him because he couldn't speak. He had to go up against the Pharaoh. Why are you doing this to me? I can't even talk. Why are you making me do this? Because I want you to have faith in me. I want you to know I'm going to deliver you, right? But what I heard as a child growing up is, this is not your message, Sherry. This is my message. You deliver the message. Whether he likes it, doesn't matter what he says or does. You were asked if you wanted to take this work on, and you said yes. This is the message. The flame tree. So the flame tree says, this is the beginning of something new. I told you that story because a lot of times we're asked to do stuff. It's hard for us, but we have to trust Spirit, and we have to recognize if you're going to follow your soul's path, you need to do what Spirit says. Whether it makes sense to you or whether it's scary, they will make the way out. P.S. The way was made out by him cussing me out, deleting me, and blocking me. And I cried, and then I shook. My body was, I had post-traumatic stress after that. But it taught me that I could go up against, this guy was of critical acclaim. This guy was an author. I was a channel. I was being used. And that's exactly why he did it, just like Moses. He was going to take a common person and show a king that he was going to be put in place. So this guy thought that I didn't know anything. I'm this lowly, just beginning, didn't know shit. The Spirit used me to show this man, and I'll tell you what, I forgot to tell you, why he was getting smacked. His message was that he had forgotten his place. He had forgotten who he was and whose message he was delivering. He had gotten famous. People had started listening to him. He had a huge following. He had a lot of critical acclaim, right? And he became pious and proud and arrogant. And he was abusive. He was not on his spiritual path. He had lost the light. So people can have spiritual connection. We can have gifts, and Spirit can take them away from us if we abuse them. And that's what was happening to him. He was being told, you need to remember who you are. You have forgotten your path. You need to humble yourself. And he didn't want to hear that. It didn't go well for him. And at the time, I thought it didn't go well for me. But you know what? It didn't go well for him. He fell off his path. So right now for you, Spirit says, there's the beginning of something new happening. We could call this the tree of life. We could call this your family tree. Maybe you're setting down roots. Whatever it is, the sun is the color of your sacral chakra right now, which is the seat of creativity and sexual energy, which is the greatest motivating force on earth. And from that, from the sky comes rain. It's interesting. Where is the rain coming from, I wonder? But this fire that's started to grow up in between these trees, the rain is pelting down. Look at the size of those raindrops, but it's not putting that flame out. So this flame that's coming up from, this could be you. You could be the tree. Solid, rooted, grounded, right? And this flame, this creative idea, or something that's coming up within your soul, this passionate feeling, it's burning within you. It's burning so strong within you that even that deluge of water coming down on it is not going to put this out. This could be a new project, a new business, a new love, a new relationship. I don't know what it is for you. Everybody, it's going to be something different. But whatever it is, it's going to continue to grow and develop. This is something that you're going to be deeply passionate about, connected to, rooted to. This is going to grow and blossom and prosper. You're going to thank yourself for listening. You're going to thank Spirit for bringing it to you. You're going to love this. This is going to be a part of your life for many years, maybe for the rest of your life. Whatever this is that's brewing right now, this flame that can't be put out, or maybe that others couldn't put out, no matter what. I keep thinking of this song, And I think about that for my twin soul and I. It's called hurricane. Doesn't matter. They couldn't tear this love apart. No matter what they did, they couldn't put that fire out. No matter what happened, they couldn't do it. So right now, if you don't know what this is, don't stress it. Just relax. It's coming, right? I've got a creative project that I just started I'm excited about, right? The healing pet jewelry. I love that. I think that's super cool. I love animals. I love crystals. I love jewelry, clearly, right? Look at the bracelets I wear. I love them. Why not? And as I was collecting all of these bracelets with all of these charms, I thought, why shouldn't my animals have these? They should. They're an extension of me, right? So there's my passion. It could be something more. Spirit just says they want you to keep an open heart. We already got that earlier. Keep an open heart and mind, because Spirit's opening doors of opportunity. Remember, one opportunity is going to be amazing that's coming towards you. One was like, no, don't do it. But there's one that's blessed. Now, whether it's a relationship, a project, a new job, a new move, I don't know, whatever it is for you, just keep an open mind. Over the next few weeks, listen to your intuition and say, a creative flame burns within my heart. A great creative flame burns within my heart. I am open. I am open. Bring me abundance, prosperity, health, goodness, whatever this is. Healing. Heal this relationship. Bring me my hug. Bring me my babe. Bring it to me. Right then, the wind whipped up. Winds of change. All right, you guys, that's it. That's a long reading for us. So, I'm going to post with this reading, the crow totem. And I know he has something to say to us because he came by so many times. Wow. It's cool. The weather, it feels cool. Look how beautiful. Unfortunately, that chemtrail is not beautiful, but, you know, isn't that, look at the colors. Look what we get for free. Love where you are until you get where you're going. Because someday, these are going to be the good old days. Right? All right, you guys. Right then, both my ear chakras blew out. Right then. Right from one side to the other, just went completely deaf. It was amazing. All right, you guys. Thanks for showing up, and I hope you have a beautiful Sunday. We'll talk again soon. Love you.